name is Ria Sampillo. Welcome. I'm one of the co-organizers for Starry Nite Arts Fest.
Hello everyone, my name is Trisha Morales and I'm also one of the co-organizers for Starry Nite Arts Fest. Our mission and vision is to highlight and celebrate the diversity of AAPI artists, culture, and community, and to share the untold AAPI experience for the greater Houston metropolitan area through a shared AAPI community space. Y'all, we have an amazing lineup. Ria, please share that with everyone.
We have December 20th, and we'll be featuring our PBS film, Asian Americans, and that will be from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. So,
yes. All of this amazing programming is on our website, so please check out our website, starryniteartsfest.com. We have vendors, we have promotions, we have film, we have workshops, and we have amazing live streams. Thank you again, and we'll see you there.
Hi, my name is Thanh Hoang, and this is my acro partner, Zaira. And today, for OCA's Festival on Physical and Mental Health, we'll be demonstrating and teaching you guys Acro Yoga. I love acro. It's not only is it fun, for me, it's been a great way to connect with people through athleticism. So it may look scary, but if I can do it, you can do it. So today, I'll be teaching y'all some progressions, some easy progressions, and so eventually, and maybe with some practice, you'll be able to do this at home with your partner. First and foremost, this is a physical activity, so safety is super key in this activity. I do want to note that we are in COVID times, so please follow all CDC and state guidelines, and please practice with a partner you're already quarantined with. But other than that, acro, although it may be a physical activity, anyone can do it, I promise you. But one thing that I do want to note is that boundaries. You know, it is a physical activity, and so I have my own boundaries, and so I don't want my partner to push past them, and then I respect my partner as well. So I will never push past my partner's boundaries. And so we do respect boundaries of each other, and we do have a magic word. The magic word is down. And so she can say down anytime, I can say down anytime, and we respect that word, and I put her down right away, no questions asked. But for today, the agenda is that we'll be showing you all what you'll be learning today, and I'll walk you through the steps. So whenever you're ready, let's begin. All right, before we get started, you'll need 3 things. First, you'll need your quarantine partner who is willing to have a great time. Second, you'll need an open area, roughly about 7 by 7 feet, so that you can move your body in without running into anything. And then third, you'll need a comfortable matting such that you can move around on and it's not like a hard surface. So whenever you're ready to get started, let's begin. Today, we'll be teaching you a very basic move in Acro Yoga called the bird. We'll be teaching you the progressions in order to do the bird, and if you're feeling confident and safe, we'll teach you the transition, what to do after performing the bird. So, let's begin. Three, 2, 1. Hands. Lean on this one. Yep. 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 Here to here. Do something cool. 3, 2, 1. Hands. Keep one wrapped. Yep. 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 And there you go. So you just saw us perform the Acro Yoga pose called bird. And in order for you to get there, I'm going to teach you a progression and calibration in order for you to calibrate with your partner. So we talked about being a base before. So I'll be the base, Zaira's going to be the flyer, and I'll talk through the cues as a base of in order what I go through in order to lift her into bird. So right now, let's go into the calibration. So as a base, I like my lower back flat on the mat. If it's above it, I can hurt my lower back, so I like to stay flat. I find my partner, I like my feet to be straight onto my partner's skeleton. Her skeleton is straight, and so my feet need to be straight. If I curve my feet, I'm not going to be able to hold the weight properly. So the skeleton is up and down, and so are my feet. I like to find my partner's hip bone, and if my toe is above the hip bone, that's where I need to be. My hand, if I can touch my partner's feet, and then that's when I know we're in the right place. So we're going to be doing leg presses just like you do at the gym. So my partner falls forward, and I have her weight completely. I'm not jerky, and as I bend my knees towards my chest, that's the depth that I need to reach in order to hit bird. With my partner staying there, I press her back up to her feet, and I've shown her that I can hold her weight. Once again, my flyer, straight body, and I'm bending. I bend my knees, and I securely press her back up. And we're talking about roles, so now I'll be the flyer, and Zaira can show you the role as base. So as flyer, Zaira's doing the checks. As flyer, you need to keep your back straight, like a plank, like in plank and yoga, and you want to keep your hips forward. If my hips are bent, there's nothing to hold on to. You're gonna fall. So I keep my back straight, and really just keep my shoulders back, and I trust my base to hold my weight. So this is kind of a trust exercise. So once again, if I go again and my hips are bent, there'll be nothing to hold on to. So I have to really trust my partner. Really trust my partner and fall forward, and my partner will catch me. So. So, work those calibrations. If you can do it 3 times in a row, you're ready for the next step. So now that I've taught you the calibrations and you feel comfortable with your partner, you'll be ready for the next step. And also, if you're not ready for the next step, that's perfectly fine. Acro Yoga can be a difficult thing to get into, but once you establish your partner and communication and the fundamentals, you'll get there in no time. So let's go into the next step of bird. This way. So as a base, we do everything we did before. Lower back to the ground, find the hip bones, straight on, touch your toes. I'm good to go. So at first we did the press. Now we're adding hands. There's some fundamentals we do with hands. First, both arms will be straight, and mine will be straight. I'm not extending. My shoulder blade is going to keep contact with the ground. If I'm reaching, I'm not very strong there. I keep my shoulder blade back, and my arm is just simply a column. We go into the press. My hands are out. The flyer hands are vertical, and we just so happen to meet hands. Once I'm in the press before, my arms are straight, and I press up like a leg press. My arms are straight, and I'm aiming to meet my flyer's hands wherever they are. If you're out here, I'm not giving the support I need for my flyer. I need to give her the support she needs, and her hands need to be, we'll talk about flyer placement next, but her hands need to be like in push-up position, straight below her chest, which she has. So, down. So I'll be the flyer this time. We do our checks, feet, toe touch, lower back to the ground, feet straight on. So as a flyer, you do everything the same. Shoulders back, gaze forward. And now my hands will be vertical as a flyer, and they just so happen to touch. You do the same press as you did before, and the base gives a big push. My arm is straight to match my flyers. So in the beginning, you'll be kind of scared and trying to understand where you need to be. I like to pretend like I'm doing a push-up, so my arms are straight and in push-up position. And I like to keep my feet together as flyer, just so to keep my weight stationary. And this is a secure position. It'll feel like you're flying, hence the term flyer. But it should feel secure once you're in this position. So we'll do it again, down. We'll do it again, and I want to emphasize that as a base, you need to have your legs pressed confidently and through the press. I'm going to go over the difficult part as a base in doing the press in bird. So we come down, we do all our checks, toe touch, straight on the hips, vertical hands. The most difficult part of being a base is the press itself. So this press, I need to press through and try to get straight legs like I would at the leg press machine at the gym. This transition part will be the most difficult part as a base because it takes a little bit of strength, but luckily you have all four limbs. You have your hands to be straight, and your press needs to be a strong push-up, a strong, smooth push-up. The stronger and smoother it is, the easier it is on your flyer. If it gets a little jerky, call down, and that's okay. Just work through that fighting point. So we'll do it again. I bend my knees all the way to my chest, and I press up as hard as I can, smoothly, in order to get my flyer in the air. So keep trying. It may be a little difficult. Call down when necessary, down. And I'm sure you'll get it. If you were able to get the bird confidently and safely, first off, congrats. That's the first introduction move to Acro Yoga. If you're ready to move on to the next step, let's begin. So I'm going to show you the calibration in order to get there. We go into bird as per normal, do my checks, and now we're in bird. The flyer will shift the weight to one side, and the weight will be in one foot and in both our hands. I come back as per normal, back in bird, and now we're ready for down. Thank you.
Yeah, different angle.
So it may look difficult, but the trick is two tricks. In Acro Yoga, the weight always needs to go somewhere. And so if you have straight hands, you distribute some of the weight into your hands, but also the flyer can help put the weight into the hip bone as well. If I'm putting my right leg onto the flyer can turn the hip bone into that foot, and it'll feel a lot more secure. Let me show you again. This angle. So we're going to bird as per usual. Press her up. She's safe, and once she's safe and everything's secure, I communicate to my flyer. We're going to go to this side, to the right side. She puts her weight into that hip bone, and I try to balance her on one foot. At any point, it gets a little shaky. I come back, I catch her. So let me show you again. Hey, let's go to the balance point. Flyer shifts. If it feels a little shaky, come back, catch her. So work on that transition a little bit, but once you have it down, it'll look like this. Down.
Nice.
All right. So now that I've shown you how to do one-legged bird as a base, I'm gonna teach you the next steps in order to get to throne. But first off, these transitional phases, they can be difficult. So if you're feeling not confident or shaky, 2 points. One, keep practicing because practice makes perfect. And two, know that it's a transitional step. So once you have your fundamentals and you can hold your partner in that moment for a second or two, you can move on to the next step as you'll see. And also communicate with your partner. You know, communicate that you have your partner and your partner has you, and you can call down at any time if it feels unsafe. But these are safe poses, and you can call down at any point, and you bring your partner down, and everything will be okay. So let me show you the next step. So go to bird. Raise her up. The flyer presses her weight to my right, and the flyer tries to touch her right knee to her elbow, just to give me enough space to place my left foot in the middle and below her thigh. Now we have 4 points of contact, and I can press up with four limbs. She wraps her shin, her foot around my shin. She transitions her weight to that leg, and we do the same. My right foot is beneath and then in the middle of her thigh. Then I send her up into throne. And I press my legs up. Whenever she's ready to come down, she'll catch my hands, and now we're safe again. She unwraps one leg, sends the leg back. I find her hip bones again. Do the same. Down.
Sorry.
Cool.
Okay.
And that's bird to throne. Let me show you another angle. Go into bird. I communicate to lean on this side. I place my foot in the middle and beneath her thigh. She wraps around her ankle to the front of my shin. She leans that side, and we do the same. I bend my knees a little bit and help her up. And she should, the flyer, it feels like flying in a chair, sitting in a chair. I straighten my legs, and now we're secure. Down, here to here. Unwrap one leg at a time. Send it back, find the hip bone. Send it back, find the hip bone. And now we're back down to the ground. And that's bird to throne. Wow, that was a lot of fun. Thank you all so much for joining our practice, and hopefully you had a fun and safe time too. So today, we learned an introduction to Acro Yoga. We learned the pose bird, and some transitional points before and after it. If you had a tough time with it, don't worry. It takes a long time in order for you and your partner to get calibrated and adjusted to these movements. But practice makes perfect. Don't get frustrated, and you'll see the joy and fun of Acro Yoga once you get these poses down. So first and foremost, I spoke about safety before. So I want to stress that again. If you're feeling unsure about these movements, for sure practice each segment as they are. But also we use spotters in Acro Yoga. Spotter is a third person that can cover and help the flyer come down safely and help them come down safely through those movements. And so yeah, grab a third partner and rotate them in and out. And I'm sure you'll get these movements down. With all that being said, thank you so much for joining our practice. My name is Thanh Hoang. This is Zaira Estrada. And you can contact us through our social media on the forum. And hopefully we hear from you soon. Take care.
But it's an honor just to be Asian. Honor just to be Asian. Honor just to be Asian. Honor just to be Asian.
From gold skin to cinnamon green cars and citizens, airless university scholarships and immigrants, dark hair and irises, young without college and whatever we playing at. You know we be killing it, humble but dominant. Grew up in acrobat, flip from laundromat to graduate to diplomat. Called Chinamen by the ignorant, the wise they call them gentlemen. Y'all know what time it is. I love my people, how we haggle at the markets. Take a family vacation to the outlets. Eating out is not a question if we're gonna split, or if anyone takes the last portion. No, I love the smell of salt and sweet gold in the air like the sun off the beach. I love the stories that make us so unique. You can copy the food, but the soul is out of reach. It's an honor
just to be Asian. Honor just to be Asian. Honor just to be Asian. Honor just to be Asian.
Okay, it's the voice of the people, voice from the steeple, voice of illegals who tug of war with the eagle, who can't speak up, who kick your feet up, then say they taking all the jobs while they clean up. Yeah, so just sweep them and push them to the side, but keep them if you see the dollar signs.
Your story's so unique.
Say we need them, but actions admit the lie. If history's repeating, I don't think we'll leave it mind. Yeah, get your clout points, pimpin' art voice. Yeah, breath of fresh air, guess I'm just your Altoid. People of color, yeah, need to be scholars. And lift it up and on, time to remove the shock collar. Use that as your token, but even checks fade. Tell me which of your pawns will fight a checkmate. I know you need us, just admit that you do. In a decade you will see if what we're saying is true. It's an honor
just to be Asian. Honor just to be Asian. Honor just to be Asian. Honor just to be Asian.
white and blue collar, they come, became martyrs. Honor to all the mothers and fathers and daughters, sons of back kitchens, liquor stores and corners, dollar cabs, massage parlors and fruit farmers. Grew up with no role models and no stories. Learned to use tongues and brains and do order. War they called on us, then left us war torn. It's no surprise we cut borders but not corners. And they treat my father like he's still a tourist, but they got no problem buying Sony or a Taurus. Hypocrites. I'm learning to ignore them, cause the obstacles they gave us only taught us how to flourish. Artesia to Tyson's corner, the streets of Flushing, Plano. Yeah, my people's gorgeous. Sky is the limit. Since Bruce broke the boards, I know no bamboo could ever hold us underwater. It's an honor.